Well, President Obama was not, however, focused on challenging the Saudis on women's rights, but rather trying to reassure them that the US is still a close ally. The Americans are negotiating with Saudi Arabia's main regional enemy, Iran, and has not backed the Saudis as much as they would like in their support for rebels in Syria. Well, our international editor, Lindsay Hilsum, is in the Syrian capital, Damascus. Lindsay, is King Abdullah likely to persuade President Obama to give the rebels more support in Syria?
Well, Kathy, that's certainly what King Abdullah will have been trying to do today. The two men met at King Abdullah's desert farm. And it's interesting to note, King Abdullah, remember, he's 89. He was wearing a breathing tube. This is not a well man. But what he was trying to impress on President Obama, from what we understand, was that really Obama should be supporting the Saudis and the rebels, because President Assad here in Damascus, he's backed by Iran, and Iran is Saudi Arabia's main regional ally. And King Abdullah, what he's worried about more than anything else is that the Americans are going to desert the Saudis and move over to the Iranian side. So that's the framework in which these talks were being held today.
And from what you're seeing on the ground there, would more support from the Americans tip the balance in the rebels' favour?
I think that that's very dubious. It's interesting to be back here in Damascus. The last time I was here was in November. There are far fewer mortars coming into Damascus, government-held Damascus, than there were then. And it seems that the government has been able to push back the rebels. Many of the rebel strongholds surrounding the capital, there have been these sort of local truces, ceasefires, reconciliation. Now, in the last few days, the rebels have managed to make advances in Latakia province. They've managed to take a place called Kasab, that's up on the Turkish border. They were burning Syrian flags there and so on. But, you know, even if they did manage to get surface missiles, that's what the Saudis want the Americans to give them permission to give the rebels. It's not clear that that would really make the difference. The Saudis are backing the Islamic Front. What the Americans are really worried about, give more aid to the rebels, that will be backing the jihadis. That is the crux and the crunch of the problem between Saudi Arabia and America today.
Lindsay in Damascus, thank you very much.